Hello and welcome to Not Another Football Podcast. I'm Luca, this is Ollie. We're here each week to discuss the Premier League. Pretty tough weekend for you, mate. Obviously, Chelsea losing away at City 2-1. Best place to start.
3-1.
3-1, fucking hell. I mean, there you go. Yeah, it was 3-1. I should have remembered. Yeah, Foden getting the third. I completely forgot.
I certainly did not forget that one.
Yeah, well, take it away, mate.
Where do you want to start? Take it away. All right. So careful not to pin the whole thing on Sanchez. I'll try not to do that this week, but we'll come to that in a minute. Yeah, I mean, the first 15 minutes of the game, we looked like we were in like total domination. In fairness to them, they couldn't string a pass together and they were gifting us the ball all of the time. But we looked in a really good, felt like we were in a really good shape and we were opening up them for chances after chances after chances. Obviously, they gifted us one, but they were gifting us the ball the whole way through that first 15, even 20 minutes. And then you felt like the game turned as soon as we missed that chance to go 2-0 up. Like they stopped making those errors and they consolidated a lot. I mean, just speaking about that second goal opportunity, I mean, we were speaking about it a little bit before, right? But brilliant weight of pass from Chalobah to into Palmer in the region that you would expect him to be in the perfect person to take that on. I don't know why he didn't have the usual conviction just to stick it away. Maybe because Jackson was in so much space, but yeah, he just got the pass all wrong. And then Jackson was slow to it. This is the thing about not having a left foot. Like, because he doesn't have a left foot, like the ball's in front of him, and then he doesn't have any inclination to strike it on his left and just go early.
He's always looking to chop back. Yeah.
Drag it back because he doesn't have a left foot. And then he drops it to Sancho, and Sancho just...
I'd no faith in Sancho.
No, but the clever thing there would be to just pause and not just smash it. Just wait for the defender to slide in, slip it across, and then take a touch and there's a goal. But
mate, I was so surprised though with Palmer. I mean, I know you literally just said, but it's literally the ideal guy in that situation, especially for Chelsea. His passing usually is so on point, and this pass was over here. I actually thought semi-bottled it, maybe not that word, but like maybe the whole story around him returning to his old club. I actually thought, take it on yourself, slot it away. But maybe he got in his own head.
Yeah, I mean, he's not had a problem scoring against them before, so I don't know if it's a mentality thing. I think he just fluffed.
Well, his non-penalty goals is really bad against top six. I don't know if you've seen that. I've seen someone put it on Twitter today. It was something like he's only scored 2 non-penalty goals in however many appearances. I think it was double figures. But it's like in that moment, I don't know. I just expected him to be a bit more clinical, especially the levels that he set himself. And it really let City off the hook, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it let them off the hook and then they got back into the game. I thought for them, Mamouche taught us an absolute new one. Like, I thought he was... Yeah, he just had James on toast. James just didn't look up to the pace of it at all, and he was right on it. I knew as soon as the team came out, I was like, oh no. They freshened it up after the Champions League. But look, I think we missed Lavia again in the midfield. I think we would have been better off with Caicedo there, but I'm banking on somebody that is barely fit. But yeah, the balance of the team has looked so weak over the past 6 to 7 weeks. Whenever he's not played, we just look out of sorts, which is really, really worrying. And he has to be able to find a solution for it. I go back to it every week. I feel like I say the same things, but I feel like it's been the same themes for that period of time. Like Madueke and Sancho. I know Madueke scored, but I mean, I think I could have scored that one. They're just the outputs from those 3 guys is just not strong enough in front of goal, and we never put the game away to be in control. And then because there's no confidence at the back, and because they're exposed a lot of the time, like I mean, I don't have the stats to hand, but I mean the clean sheets that the lack of clean sheet. I can't remember. I remember us maybe keeping 2 in the last like 14 games.
Everton was definitely one, wasn't it?
Everton, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, springing to mind straight away, Everton, and like I can't think of any other.
No,
I know there might be an obvious, but it's not. Yeah, it's not consistent, is it? And you always give him chances, and even with like the Madueke thing, or what did Paul Merson call him? Mudwookie. Oh, so bad, man. This guy's a paid pundit. Like, just like, I know pronunciations can be hard, but come on, he's been playing for a long time. Madueke is not hard, but anyway, even there. Defensively, he was so deep because I know you played a high line, and it was highlighted on Match of the Day as well how much of an issue that was, especially when you had no pressure on the ball, so they were able to get in behind. But Madueke was the furthest guy back. I don't know if you've seen that for the Guardiola goal, was it? Yeah, the first one, equaliser.
I think the reason for that is because he's the first 15 minutes, he's totally the other way, and he's leaving him so exposed that then you think that obviously he gets a bollocking halfway, through that first 20 minutes with James, and James like, come track back, like I'm getting sucked. Obviously we tried to play very condensed, and as a result of that, you need the wingers to be able to potentially track back in certain moments.
Yeah, he overcompensated, didn't he?
All wrong. Yeah, it was bad, and it's been bad for quite some time, and you're concerning for Maresca, given that he was probably the best person to be up against Pep in terms of knowing his system inside out, and we couldn't find any solutions within the game, which is again massively concerning. I think that's why they're looking for Garnacho, because fundamentally they need a goal scoring winger, and they're not getting that from Neto, Madueke or Sancho. I thought Sancho was, I feel like I'm picking on the wingers here, but and it's always easy to criticise the wingers, right, because they're the people taking on players and giving away the ball, but just there's no end product from him or from on the other side. It's really bad.
He always feels like, as well, someone when he gets the ball. I think you've mentioned it a good few times when I've watched with you. Even if he beats one person and creates the space to then do something, he wants to come back and beat the player again, and then you just lose all the momentum of an attack, and it feels a little bit off, especially when you're trying to play maybe quick, incisive football in around someone's box and hitting on the counter attack, and he just doesn't seem to play. I mean, he had the one good game away at Spurs, which stuck in people's minds, but
he played well against Bournemouth, but it's not good enough. It's not consistent enough. You need those players to chip in. I was thinking actually over the weekend, like, is it really actually only you who've got goal scoring wingers? Because I don't want to be too critical on those two players, but like when you look across the league, like who has got goal scoring wingers apart from you guys?
Consistent threat. Right, let's have a think. So obviously Saka, before he's injured, that's one. But then they've had an issue with the left-hand side because Martinelli's dropped off a little bit. You got the likes of Trossard and players like that who don't really provide consistent numbers, so that's an issue. City, obviously they used to. With your Sterlings and Mahrez a good few years ago, but then they've struggled with Grealish, Doku, Savinho, players like that. So Foden sometimes when he's played out there used to chip in, but he doesn't play as much out wide as much anymore. Then you're looking, trying to think, Gordon, but he hasn't scored that many this season. God, I feel like there must be someone, surely, right?
There's not, as a collective from both sides, I was going through it and thinking right winger and left winger.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody apart from you guys. And I know you obviously interchange and stuff, but...
Yeah, if you consider, because I'm just looking at the top goal scorers this season just to obviously try and get an idea. Mbeumo would be one from the right, but sometimes they play him as well in a two with Visa. It depends on the style that they're going for, but he obviously has been very consistent for Brentford, but they don't get the same output from the left-hand side. So again, like what you were saying with the two, that's not the case. You would have been able in previous seasons to pick out Son when he was playing on the left for Spurs. Again, he's had an off season and they don't have anything really from the right. Well, Brennan Johnson did all right this season, but he's not consistent enough either. So yeah, literally looking through, you're pretty much right. Maybe Maybe Bournemouth's output's been pretty good this season.
Yeah, well, fundamentally, that has to change for Chelsea if we're going to get in the top four. And the other part, as I say all the way through, the fundamentals of getting in the top four, change the fucking goalkeeper. It's as simple as that. Like, he is.
Come on, let's talk about him. Sanchez,
let's go
therapy
there,
session.
He's fucking horrendous. Like, he was awful against Wolves. And then again, he backed it up with an even worse performance against Manchester City. His distribution was really poor outside of the first 30 minutes. And then he always makes an error. Like, there isn't one game he goes through that doesn't gift the goal. Like, how can you... Like, I don't know what you call it as a goalkeeper. I know as a defender, it's like unforced errors. But as a goalkeeper, almost guaranteed 90% of the time, like, this can't be an over-exaggeration, like, he will gift the opposition a goal for every game he plays. So you start 1-0
or at least a
down.
chance.
Well, yeah, not even... I mean, the chance is one thing, but he will gift them a goal. He will gift them a goal.
He's top of that, by the way. Unforced errors leading to goals. Him and Muric.
Right, there you go. I mean, Muric, goalkeeper. You're a massive fan of him.
Yeah, I love him, mate.
As we know. What are you doing? Like, for that goal, like, he slowed it down. Chalobah puts him in the perfect position as a defender. Like, puts him out wide. He's going nowhere. Allow people to drag back. He's miles away from the goal. What are you thinking rushing out there? It's going wide of the 18-yard box. He comes steamrolling out.
He makes it easy for Haaland.
But why? Why? There's no way he's scoring from there. Just stay on your line. He's shuffled him way out wide. He's not going to knock it past you and beat you there, Chalobah, or if it is, it's your error. Like, what are you thinking?
Plus,
the ball's to the right of the 18-yard box, well wide of there. It's not even coming into your lane.
And Haaland's out on his right foot. And even if he does manage to, at that point, square up Chalobah, cut inside, you would have thought Chalobah's saved enough time for people to get back and get numbers. And then at least Haaland has to have a shot, a proper shot, not an empty net. Like, Sanchez literally just gifts him that goal. He basically goes, right, there you go, Haaland. Have a go.
Sorry, sorry. That's in between you, sorry, that's rude. But even worse, he steps back, like, goes half and half backwards, and then he puts a fucking paper mache hand on it. It's awful.
Yeah, he semi-dives past it, essentially, doesn't he?
Weetabix hands. Fucking useless.
So you're not a fan?
Well, you saw that I'm not a fan from what happened in the Wolves game, but yeah, sorry to use massive expletives there, but it's
all good, mate.
It's not good, is it? It's not good. It's really
it was horrendous. I mean, that stuff's unforgivable, and it doesn't help as well. Like you said, he's been making these mistakes all season, and Maresca even came out and backed him again this week. Technically still this week. Yeah, backed him this week after the Wolves game, and then that's how he repays him. He makes that error, and like you said, I don't really get what's going through his head. Like, right, even I could understand if Chalobah is in real trouble and he looks like he's like stumbling over and he's not going to get that, and then Sanchez would come out. Even then, I'd still say, Sanchez, why have you made it so easy for him coming out that far? Like, you don't need to engage just yet. But like, it's a long punt, and yeah, okay, Chalobah's been out-muscled a couple times by Haaland, but still, Chalobah's still going to get at him and make it more difficult than what Sanchez did. So give Chalobah the chance to defend properly. Like you said, it's a semi-threatening position if he's able to beat Chalobah. But then if he's able to just shift it and Haaland sees the keeper's like in no man's land, then it becomes just a free goal. And stuff like that you can't compensate for. I mean, decision-making at that level, it's not good enough.
No, it's not. It's not good enough. And I'm wrong in a way to continue to pan him, because fundamentally he needs taken out of the team, and that's on Maresca. And like, you can say stubbornness is a good thing, but stubbornness will lose you, your spot in the top four. It's gonna happen. Like, if we don't change it should have been changed weeks and weeks ago. It should have been changed when we were winning.
Why did he change it for the Ipswich game, but then revert?
Well, with the Ipswich game, he gave lots of people a chance. So he gave Felix got a game, and I think somebody else came in from the dark, maybe Madwakey when he was in the starting 11. So and Nkunku maybe started as well. Actually, I think in that game. So he was bringing people in to give people a rest because it was the fixture congestion, but. Yeah, I think it's on Maresca now for keeping him in there because his confidence is not there. He's been making bad decisions, like you say. His unforced errors is up there with Muric, just killing you. It's killing the team and killing any chances of getting in top four. So
yep, 5 unforced errors that led to goals so far.
Yeah, but it feels like it's more. Like it feels like it's way more than that.
Yeah,
that led to goals, but. There's.
That's what I mean when I said chances, though, as well. Like, he's gifting teams the opportunity to score. And plus, that unforced error, for all we know, I mean, I can't remember specifically off the top of my head, but he could have made an unforced error that then has led to them having a shot at getting blocked. It goes out for a corner. They score off the corner.
Yeah.
That's essentially an unforced error. It's led to a goal, but they're not going to have that as a stat.
It's the like, I mean, the things that you mentioned there in terms of things that go beyond the stats, right? That the Wolves game is like a classic example, right? You're in not total control because we didn't play. There was a period after 30 minutes again that we didn't play well for 10, 15 minutes. But you're just thinking, get through to half time. Let's make some changes or adjustments to the way in which we play. Gives them a goal again, and we were fortunate against Wolves to beat them. I thought that I didn't think we played particularly well in that game.
No, it wasn't a great game.
It wasn't a great game, was it, from either side? But yeah.
But you gave him a chance that you didn't need to give him.
Gave him a chance for no reason.
Do you think Maresca's going to stick with him now? Still.
I mean, there's no evidence to suggest that he wouldn't continue to stick with him, is there? There's none.
I just feel like, though, back-to-back games, granted you got away with it at Wolves and he's defended him, I don't know how many times you can keep defending someone. There has to come a point where you have to make a change.
But it's so strange because he's been so ruthless with everybody else. Like, he took Enzo out of the team, like £105 million player or whatever he cost, He took Madwakey out, even though he was the highest goal scoring winger. He's been ruthless with Mudryk before his ban. Like Nkunku, like everybody he's been ruthless with if they've not been playing well. He's taken James out of the team, but for some reason with Sanchez, like he won't do it. I really think there might be something deeper to it in terms of I didn't want Jorgensen and therefore I'm not going to play it.
Yeah,
I think it has to be a statement like that as to, I'm digging my heels in because there's no reason why Jorgensen shouldn't get a chance. He's not had one.
Yeah, and the keeper in front of him making so many mistakes as we touched on. Well, that could be it. I mean, we know managers like to do shit like that. Seen it with plenty of teams throughout the seasons gone by where they don't fancy a player, never wanted him in the first place. As a result, they just basically don't use them. So that could be the reason. I mean, he wanted the goalkeeper at Leicester, didn't he?
Yeah.
By all accounts.
Yeah. But anyway, rant over. Let's move on to your mob and.
Well, before we do, I need to ask your thoughts. Top four, because what did you give yourself last week? 65% chance.
I don't think I said that high.
Really? Was it? Or maybe. Maybe it was a 40% chance. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It was a 40% chance. Now it's got to be 35.
But you're a point off.
I'm watching the games every week, and there's like, unless we snap out of this run, which seems challenging, then I don't know. I mean, Forest. The thing that gives me a little bit of confidence is that Forest should fall away. I mean, City will. I'm sure with those signings, especially the Mamouche up front, I think they'll consolidate in terms of the top four. Albeit, I still think they're absolute shade of the team that they were before.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's between us, Newcastle, and maybe Bournemouth. Bournemouth are
Terrifying
absolutely
run.
flying. Like their Areola's incredible. The way in which he's coaching and adjusting that team.
Well, we've got them next away, so that'll be a very difficult game. I wonder if Spurs will go for him after losing today. If they're going to get rid of
I don't know why
Ange.
they didn't. I don't know why they didn't go for him in the first place, or certainly do it earlier on in the season, because it's only going to be more difficult, and he's in a much better position of strength.
Yeah,
maybe they go. I mean, he's the best manager available by some distance, isn't he?
at the moment, yeah. I mean, the job he's done at Bournemouth for the last season and a half. Well, we're probably over halfway now, aren't we, in this season? So coming up to 2 seasons, he's been fantastic, and everyone wrote him off and said that basically replacing Gary O'Neill at the time was dangerous because he actually got off to a bad start because they were trying to obviously implement his style of play, and the results were really bad. There was reports that he might get sacked, and they were like, no, came out, backed him. Best decision they've made in a long time, probably. Well, I say a long time, but you know.
Yeah, I think it was his previous job. There's 2 jobs actually. The same thing happened where he said, "Look, like it's going to take 8 weeks at least, like 8 or 10 games to get the system, and then once we've got it, it will really click into place." Fine. It's been evidenced in both cases.
It has.
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward to playing him next week, but it was
Saturday.
It was an easier game against Ipswich. Can't say anyone's too surprised, but to be fair, we wasn't really much from the game, really. We dominated from start to finish, took our chances well, created chances, played well with the ball. Home game, obviously against a weaker opposition who was struggling this season, to be expected. Clinical job. Move on to the next one kind of vibes, to be honest. No threat. I know they got a goal off a set piece. That's just kind of classic end of game, probably lack of concentration sort of thing. But man, it was so comfortable.
Any standouts that you thought worthy of just
mention,
worthy or just good across the park?
So we were really good across the park. Everyone had a good game, but it was a great game to get everyone involved, touches on the ball, creating chances, stuff like that. Standouts again, probably the people who took the goals. Like you got Szoboszlai, he was fantastic. He's been in a rich vein of form, and it was a real shame that we missed him. Was it Forest we missed him, or was it the game before? One of the games he was ill. Can't remember who off the top of my head, and we really missed him, and it really highlighted how much we did miss his work rate. And since he's been back, he's been fantastic. And obviously now chipping in with a goal assist, so that was good. Gakpo's been flying this season. We've talked about him a few times on the podcast now, but I think it's a confidence thing with him. He had a good Euros. He played from the left. He's come back to Liverpool, and obviously Klopp's no longer here, and he's got a Dutch manager who knows his best position is the left, and he's just said to him, look, that's where you're going to play. And I think obviously it's actually helped him that Slot hasn't fancied Nunes and Jota's been injury prone, so he's found a way to work around it, and he's put Diaz through the middle, which has worked, but I actually don't think Diaz has played all that well in a recent weeks. I think he's been off it a little bit, but Gakpo's been scoring, getting assists, and obviously you got Salah scoring, getting assists, so it's been kind of masked with the Diaz one. But that's the beauty of our front line, isn't it? I mean, because then even when we were struggling to get a goal, we brought Nunes on, and even though we all criticised Nunes at times, myself included, he bags 2. So it's like, even when it wasn't going for the others, we still had that sort of quality off the bench. And I mean, it's great to have. I'm not going to complain because I think it'll be dismantled in the summer. I think a few of them will be moving on, just probably as a result of not wanting to play second fiddle and all that. So be interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, top of the league. Arsenal managed to get past Wolves, which was a shame, but 6 points, game in hand. Feeling fairly confident, I'm not going to lie.
Confident in percentage terms, from one man to another?
One man to another. Ooh, percentage terms. You'd probably have to go 26% right now, wouldn't you? 26% chance that we win it.
I think I got you up the other day to like 60%. I think you were saying, weren't you?
Yeah, to be fair, I think at this point it's 70-30. Yeah. I mean, there's a probability calculator out there and algorithm saying that it's like 98% or something, but
it's strong.
Yeah, I'm still gonna play it safe. Seen us fuck up the league too many times, but yeah, I am feeling good. I'm feeling confident. Weirdly, the 2 away games against Forest and Brentford actually picked us up. Oh, so Bosley missed the United game. That was it. And obviously after the United game, having 2 difficult away games, you're thinking, okay, if we don't win one of them and we draw 2 or we lose one of them, that gives a lot to Arsenal. The way we went to Forest and, let's be honest, dominated them. Like, we should have won that game. And we didn't. So, but it gave me the confidence. I even said to you after it, like, we played like a team that is going to go on and win the league because we just absolutely dominated, and on a different day we win it. And then we did the same against Brentford and we absolutely dominated them. And I know, granted, when you look back now, luckily we got the 90th. We should have scored way before that. But that just gave us like that. Just when you watch it, you're like, yeah, we are the best team in the league. Like the way we went and performed at those 2 grounds, it's like, yeah.
By far.
Yeah. So I'm feeling confident. Team's playing well. Just avoid injuries. We got, who the fuck is it? We got PSV Eindhoven away in the Champions League on Wednesday. Just play a bum team. And by bum team, you still got a lot of quality players in there anyway. So
not a bad bum team, to be fair.
Yeah, rest a couple of players who need it, Gravenberch, stuff like that. I wouldn't even, I'll say I wouldn't risk Van Dijk. I mean, I wouldn't personally, but then again, I mean, Kanate probably needs a rest as well. Yeah. So anyway, he's got some, obviously, food for thought with the squad, but Bournemouth away will be very tricky as well next week. But
yeah, I was going to say it's kind of a big week ahead, isn't it, with that Bournemouth game, and then you've got Spurs in the cup, and then I know you've got Plymouth in between, but then Everton in the league.
Yeah,
it's big set of. I mean, everyone's big set of games, isn't it? It's just a stupid comment, but I mean, it's if you feel like you come through that Bournemouth away game with a win and you beat Spurs, which you should do given their current form at home.
Yeah.
Then you're just the momentum just keeps rolling and rolling, doesn't it?
I think it'll deflate teams. Well, chasing pack. It's only really Arsenal, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
I think it'll deflate them if we go to Bournemouth and win, because you can't tell me those players aren't looking at fixtures and thinking, right, okay, they're going to drop points here, and we need to make sure we win. I think because the Partey even came out after the Villa game and said, yeah, we watched Liverpool and seen that they beat Brentford with the last kick. Before going out for the warm-up against Villa, and you're seeing that they're still drawing Liverpool in the 88th minute or whatever, you're thinking, fucking come on, let's go and get a win. And then that changes from, fuck, they actually won. Now we need to win just to keep touching distance of them. So that it's just such a shift. And then to blow a 2-goal lead, I think was big. So if we then went to Bournemouth and won, because everyone's saying how much of a difficult game it'll be, which it will be, then it just sets us up so well. And they've got City at home. Now, City aren't the same City. They're pretty shit, to be honest, away from home these days. But it's still a Pep Guardiola City with the new signings might reinvigorate them a bit.
Worried about you guys not signing anyone in terms of a left back? We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, but if you can see it through with Robertson.
I said that we can see the league through with Robertson. I thought if we managed to get the quality left back in, it would really cement the idea that we'll go and win the league, because you're hoping you get less mistakes and obviously a fresher left back, because Robertson's had a pretty poor season by his standards he's set. And I said I feel like it could kick us on for the Champions League. So it would be great to bring one in, but you know, our owners don't really act like that. We always get the classic of like, oh, Liverpool are monitoring, Liverpool are scouting, Liverpool are watching, Liverpool are waiting to make the right move in the market. Liverpool got a massive war chest in the summer though. That's coming. Summer comes, Liverpool are monitoring, Liverpool are concerned. Yeah, it's always the same. But yesterday there was rumours that Jarell Hato, not going to lie and say I've watched loads of him, because I haven't. plays for Ajax, 18-year-old left back, played 5 times for the Netherlands. There was rumours that he was at the game yesterday. I don't think they're true, but then it's come out today that Liverpool are looking to sign him in January to beat people to potentially sign him in the summer, because apparently he's very highly sought after. So, brilliant. I mean, 18, very young. Obviously, the experience level will be... But if he's an understudy to Robertson and get him in, get rid of Tsimikas, I don't know if that would happen in January or the summer, but that's what I would do. Have the old head, good experienced person to learn off, and yeah, maybe 18-year-old, maybe he can make the step up. Like I said, I haven't seen that much of him. I've seen him fleetingly, probably in games where I've watched an Ajax game, maybe in the Europa League or something, but it's not like I'm paying attention and being like, oh yeah, that player.
Yeah.
It's one of those, so I'm not going to lie. But, you know, he's highly sought after, so it could be a great signing.
And on the other side, in terms of fullback, obviously Trent, what would you prefer to do if it's guaranteed that he's going to Madrid now? Would you rather him announce it and then just that be done with it, or would you rather
100%
wait out until the rest of the season?
I personally would rather he announced it and be done with it. I hate it. I hate the garbage that comes with it and waiting to see. So with Trent, I'd rather he came out and announced it, and then we can just move on knowing that, and just be like, right, come on, let's work together to make it a special season, win the league, try and win another cup competition, send you off, with the trophies, make sure he's in it mentally. That was the biggest problem I had after the United game, because he was so off it mentally, and I just thought, mate, if that's but he's been great since then, so push that to the back of your mind. But if we just announce it and then you can just be like, look, okay, it's happening, but let's just focus on finishing the season strong. That's what I prefer. But he
was so good yesterday, by the way. It was just some of the balls he was putting in were just a joke.
I know, just ridiculous though, isn't he? It's always been his strength.
Yeah,
going forward, quality of passing, even his actual shooting ability and chances that he can create for himself, fantastic. So yeah, that's what I'd rather. But yeah, probably a good place to leave it. Liverpool League champions. Yeah.
Chelsea slipping away. Brilliant place to end it. Yeah.
You never know. You might bounce back. Who have you got on the weekend?
We have got the inform West Ham, I think it is.
West Ham.
Yeah. Monday the 3rd, so you can come and watch it down at my house again, Luke.
Yeah.
Since that was a good charm last time.
Yeah, why not? I don't mind you being West Ham. But yeah, all right, good place to leave it. So if you are listening / watching on YouTube, like the video, comment with your opinions on the topics we covered today. Subscribe to the channel, appreciate it. If you're listening to us on Spotify, share the podcast around, help get us out there. We'd appreciate that too. And until next week, we'll be back. Well, maybe Sunday or Monday, depends. Chelsea game's Monday now, so probably Monday with another podcast. And until then, speak soon. See you guys.